AITA for suggesting an overweight passenger to buy 2 seats if they are not comfortable? I'm gonna start with saying I am a rather big guy myself. I work out a lot and generally tall. 205 centimeters. Compared to me, my fiancée Sarah is literally tiny, and I can easily let her sit on my shoulders for the entire concert. Because of my height, we usually try to travel in business. However, Sarah had a family emergency and there was no business class. So we opted out for economy seats with extra legroom for 8-hour flight. Now the window seat was occupied by a passenger who happened to be overweight. I'm really not the one to judge, as I was there myself. So Sarah sat in the middle seat while I took the aisle. After the takeoff, Sarah started to behave strangely. Usually she barely gets up on a flight and falls asleep. But this time she would constantly, every 10 minutes, get up for a walk and to stretch her legs. About an hour into the flight, I have asked her what's wrong, and she confessed she was feeling claustrophobic and very squished in her seat. I have suggested we can swap seats and she agreed. When I took her seat, I could tell the man in a window seat wasn't comfortable, as he had to stop leaning into the middle seat. Since I take significantly more space compared to Sarah, about halfway through the flight he has started complaining he is not comfortable and asking me to change seats with Sarah, who was deeply asleep by then due to all the stress. I have refused and suggested if he is not comfortable sitting in one seat, he should buy 2 seats. Next time, the guy has tried to call a stewardess and complain, but she told him the same thing. At the end of the flight, the guy called me an asshole and cursed me out. I don't think I did anything wrong here. However, we just got back home and my mom also thinks I behaved like an asshole. NTA. If he could stop leaning into the middle seat for you, he should have done the same for your fiancé. NTA, as long as you weren't being insulting when you told him that. Funny how he insisted on making your GF uncomfortable in order to gain his comfort. He took up a stranger's personal space that they paid for, and then expected someone to wake up said stranger to put her back in a physically and emotionally uncomfortable position for his own comfort. NTA. I find it interesting that the gentleman was letting it all hang out and invade her space when she was sitting next to him. But when it was a dude, he reined it back in and got huffy. I think this was about more than just seat space. NTA. If he was uncomfortable because he couldn't squish your wife anymore, he's clearly the size of person who should buy 2 seats. It's not uncommon. That was very nice of you to take care of your wife like that. The guy has tried to call a stewardess and complain, but she told him the same thing. There is your answer. The stewardess saw the situation and immediately agreed with you. NTA. However, the biggest awe is airlines making seats smaller and aisles narrower to cram more passengers in. NTA at all. What an ass. Asking you to switch seats with your wife because she is easier to squash for him than you. How dare he put his bulk on top of someone else in the seat that person paid for. You are right. If someone does not fit into one seat, he should buy 2. Or ask for another seat next to an empty one. And there is none, he should get on the next flight, or put on the next one by the crew. Under no circumstance you should tolerate someone who squashes you in the seat you paid for. As a petite person who has had this exact situation done to me in the past several times, thank you op for sticking up for your GF. NTA. 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 And who wants a strange man leaning on your fiancé? NTA. If someone is too large to sit in their own seat without taking up part of the one next to theirs, they need to purchase 2 seats. The fact that he asked you to change back the seats shows that he was taking up a lot of her space, which she and you paid for. I understand flights are expensive and plus-size people do need to fly, but they cannot expect that they will be able to take up part of the seat next to them any time they fly. NTA. If someone has to take up any space of the seat next to them in order to be comfortable, they should buy 2 seats. NTA. He wanted others to accommodate his comfort level. You stated an option to solve his problem. Next time add, I'm not waking her up to accommodate your comfort level. Best to you. NTA. As a woman, F at CK that guy. Not because he is big but because he had the audacity to take your wife's space. Then complain and demand you switch back so he could take her space. Thank you for standing up for her. NTA. He has no reasonable expectation for others to squeeze to make him comfortable. He really did need a reminder that if he's uncomfortable with his seating, the buy 2 seats option still exists. Depending on fare structure, a first-class seat might be cheaper than 2 seats. NTA. He has plenty of options that doesn't involve other people sacrificing for his comfort. NTA. And you are a hero to be uncomfortable, so your wife can be comfortable. NTA. And thank you for standing up for your GF. NTA. And I gotta question why the guy could handle not spilling over with you, but couldn't contain himself with her. Have you asked your GF if he was behaving in an inappropriate way other than the taking over of her seat? NTA. You did not antagonize this man. He literally suggested that your fiancé sit beside him so he could knowingly encroach on her space. You did right by your wife and that guy can get bent. NTA.
If you enjoyed this video, please check out our playlists full of similar content. Epic Haircast is like doom scrolling for your ears. Please like, share, and subscribe.